Chapter 1. The Royal Announcement. The grand hall of the Vorthaxian palace shimmered under the light of twin suns, its obsidian walls carved with ancient runes of power and lineage. High King Zorith stood upon the dais, his crimson scales glinting as he addressed the assembled nobles. "Today," his voice boomed, "my daughter, Princess Lyrissa, shall choose her mate from among the finest warriors of our empire." A chorus of approving hisses and growls rose from the crowd. The princess, draped in silvery robes, stood beside her father, her violet eyes scanning the sea of eager suitors, towering reptilian warriors, each more fearsome than the last. But then her gaze drifted to the far corner of the hall, where a lone human stood. Captain Elias Carter, a diplomat from Earth, had been sent to negotiate an alliance. He was small by Vorthaxian standards, his soft, unscaled skin marking him as weak in their eyes. Yet, when Lyrissa locked eyes with him, something inside her burned. Chapter 2. A Defiant Choice. The princess stepped forward, silencing the crowd with a raised hand. "Father," she declared, "I have made my choice." Zorith's chest swelled with pride. "Then name him my daughter, and he shall be yours." Lyrissa turned and pointed directly at Elias. "I choose the human." The hall erupted. Gasps, snarls, and the scrape of claws filled the air. Zorith's eyes widened in shock. "You dare mock this sacred tradition," he thundered. Lyrissa stood firm. "I do not mock. I choose him because he is worthy." Elias, stunned, barely had time to react before a massive warrior lunged at him. Chapter 3. The Challenge. The Vorthaxian champion, Cracks the Blooded, bared his fangs. "A human. Pathetic. I challenge him to the Rite of Claws." The crowd roared approval. The Rite was a duel to the death. Elias swallowed hard. He was a diplomat, not a soldier. But before he could speak, Lyrissa stepped between them. "No," she hissed. "If you wish to fight him, you fight me first." Cracks hesitated. No warrior dared strike royalty. Zorith's tail lashed in fury. "Enough. If the human wishes to claim my daughter, he must prove himself, not in battle, but in the trial of the ancients." A murmur spread. The trial was a deadly test of wit and will, designed to break the unworthy. Few survived. Elias met Lyrissa's eyes, and nodded. "I accept." Chapter 4. The Trial of the Ancients. The trial took place in the Cavern of Echoes, a labyrinth where the walls whispered madness. Elias was given a single torch and a dagger. As he stepped inside, the entrance sealed behind him. Darkness swallowed him whole. Voices slithered into his mind. "You are weak. You do not belong here." Elias gritted his teeth. "I've faced worse in UN negotiations." He pressed on, solving riddles carved into the stone, evading traps that sought to crush or poison him. Hours passed. His body ached, his mind frayed, but he refused to yield. At the heart of the cavern stood the final test, a mirror that showed not his reflection, but his deepest fear, failure. "You will doom your people. She will regret you." Elias laughed weakly. "Yeah, well, she picked me anyway." He shattered the mirror with his fist. Chapter 5. The King's Judgment. When Elias emerged, bloody but unbroken, even the nobles fell silent. Lyrissa rushed to his side, her claws gently tracing his wounds. "You did it." Zorith studied him, then grunted. "The human has passed the trial, but tradition demands one final act." He unsheathed a ceremonial blade. "To bind the union, you must drink of each other's blood." Elias blinked. That's not toxic for humans, right?" Lyrissa smirked. Only if you're weak. Before he could protest, she nicked his palm with a claw, then did the same to hers. Their blood mingled in a chalice. As they drank, the crowd watched in stunned silence. Then, a pulse of energy surged through the hall. The ancient runes glowed. Zoratha's eyes widened. The blood oath. It has not been awakened in centuries. Chapter 6. A new era. The bonding of human and Vorthaxian blood had triggered an ancient power, one foretold to herald a new age of unity. Zorath, humbled, bowed his head. Perhaps tradition can change. Lyrissa grinned, pulling Elias close. So, human. Do you accept me as your mate? Elias, still dazed, chuckled. Well, I did just bleed for you. Seems rude to say no. The crowd erupted, not in anger but in celebration. And as the twin suns set over the empire, a human stood beside an alien princess, their bond defying centuries of tradition. For the first time in history, the Vorthaxian people cheered for a human. And somewhere, in the vastness of the universe, humanity fuck yeah echoed.